And we're live! Woo! Yay! Steph, how
Well,
you
not
been?
not really live.
Yeah,
The
not
the
really live. At least for us.
well, I mean, we could go the whole Stephen Colbert thing with live on tape.
Oh yeah. Well, we tried to do something last week, but we've been having some storms here in Oklahoma. Gotta love that early
Oh
May weather.
God, I love this weather in the most horrid way possible.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So recent. I mean, you and I talked about this last week. Of course, the Sonic trailer dropped, and there's been a
We do
lot of
not
negative.
talk about the Sonic trailer in this household. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We're gonna talk about it as much to my dismay.
Yeah, I mean, I just love to hear people's pain because I've been laughing at people's pain all the time.
Pain? No, this is not pain. This is absolute terror incarnate.
Oh yeah. Well, let me just say this. Okay. Yes, Sonic looks like crap. Okay. I mean, I could say he looks like shit, but that would be kind of overstating my statement. But it
No,
looks like crap.
it'd be an understatement.
Well, maybe to you. Yeah, I mean, like, I kind of see the points of, it looks nothing like Sonic. It looked nothing like Sonic. Okay, I get it. It looks nothing like Sonic.
Hmm.
But there is good news. I mean, yeah, the one of the co-creators of Sonic is, stepping in and hopefully they can fix that mess.
Hmm.
And oh, you were going to say something because I heard
I,
you.
yeah. I can see the Blu-ray release advertisement now. Would you like to buy a pile of shit?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's been like I said. I mean, at first when I was first saw it, I was like, okay, it's just standard video game movie. And a lot of people online have been pointing out that, hey, I can do a better job than these guys. And apparently, I have seen some of the 3D renders. Like, oh my goodness, why do these idiots hire these guys?
Did you know that half of those were just with a simple Photoshop program? And basically, I've actually looked at some of these where the people actually come out and tell you how long it takes for them to make it.
Uh huh.
A good portion, and I'm talking about over 50% of them, took less than 2 hours to fix what probably took the creators of the trailer over months to make.
Yeah. I mean, some people had an issue with Will Smith's version of the genie, and when I saw the trailer, I was like, "This is not Aladdin. This is just Will Smith painted blue. That's all it was."
Yeah, I know. I was very blue about it.
Yeah, yeah.
It made me very blue.
Oh yeah,
I wanted to go listen to some blues music while painting myself blue while, you know, blowing into my ear saying, "Why me?"
yeah. Well, yeah, I probably had the same. I had the same opinion. If the fans are doing a better job than Walt Disney and Paramount, I think
Hmm.
it just shows that Hollywood doesn't know how to make a good movie nowadays.
Well, actually, it's not that they don't know how to make a good movie. It's the fact that they don't know how to make a good real to life conversion movie from something that was usually either a video game or cartoon.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I've seen a lot of good. Well, actually, only seen one like literally good anime to live action. That was the really Kenshin trilogy. I mean, like, oh my. I mean, I could go.
yeah,
I can go like on a half hour just to tell you why I liked it so much, but we don't have the time.
the sad thing is, whenever I can actually say that Space Jam was a better conversion than your film,
Uh huh.
there is something wrong with the world.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think I can't believe I'm mention this. Who Framed Roger Rabbit was a better looking film than Sonic.
No. There is nothing wrong with Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That is one of the most pinnacle examples of ever so much effort, completely composed of absolute bliss.
Oh yeah, that was a good movie. I mean, like.
Oh yeah. I
I
don't even care that they accidentally forgot to give Jessica Rabbit underwear in that one scene.
Yeah, I've heard like so many stories about that, like that they accidentally shot her, up with a skirt. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I
They,
mean,
they accidentally showed her carrots in 24 carat.
yeah. But it just amazes me, that we can talk about something that's that came from the 80s and 90s era of filmmaking is way better than what we're doing now. And
Well, it all has to do with the amount of effort that they place into the product. Back then, they tried to please everybody. It was always with that was during a time where, for restaurants, the customer is always right. And they tried to fight tooth and nail for your dedication and your service.
Yeah.
And now it's the opposite way, where they feel entitled and they feel like, oh, well, you have to fight tooth and nail for our product because we're too good for that. And we could literally spit out something literally made yesterday for like 2 cents and charge $300 for it. And you'd still buy it.
Yeah, I mean, and this is just me. It seems that like some foreign films are way better than some of the some of the big name movies with big name actors in it. I mean, yeah. I mean, you don't expect much. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of practical effects in some of those dirt cheap foreign films because they don't usually rely on special effects that much. They do a lot of props.
Right.
But I mean, I remember people complaining about, well, I think it was The Lost World when on its first trailer, a lot of people say, oh, the graphics don't look that good. Why did graphics look like, they were just slapped together? Well, because if I remember right, I think it came out during the Super Bowl in 2015, and this is all from memory, guys, so I could be wrong. But as it got closer and closer, they actually re-showed some scenes in other trailers that looked better and better. So I think it just pretends what stage of the special effects they're on or something. I don't know. I mean, the same thing with Cyborg in Justice League. I mean, he didn't look that good in the first couple trailers, but as it got closer and closer, he looked a little bit better.
Okay.
And I'm just happy that they're going to literally redesign Sonic to look more like Sonic from the games, which I think is good.
Yeah, and by the way, can we talk about that? Like, can we talk about how the internet won, for God's sakes? I mean, literally, there was so many videos out there saying not only how bad the Sonic was, but also showing, yes, look, I'm even better at editing than you are. Here is my comparison of my job versus yours. This is what Sonic looks like. This is your piece of crap. And then there you also have videos reviewing those videos. And then just a couple of hours later, or maybe a day later in this case, they literally come out with a tweet saying, yeah, we hear your statements. This is not what you want. It's getting fixed.
Well, this is like the first time in years, okay? I mean, first off, when people were complaining about, and I remember this, when the first trailer for Star Wars The Force Awakens released, there was a major backlash against Finn because he was a black stormtrooper. I mean, like, okay, he's a black man who's a stormtrooper.
Wait a minute. Hold the friggin' carrot. You're telling me that was real?
Yeah,
I thought that was sarcasm, and that everyone was making fun of it just for the lulz.
no, that was real fan backlash because they were complaining that only white people could be stormtroopers.
Oh, now that's not right.
And David Prowse, who did was the body of Darth Vader. I follow him on Twitter, and he posted some old pictures. And you know what? There was a mixed bag of people. There was white, blacks, Latinos, and possibly Asians, extras that were the stormtroopers. So, suck it, fanboys.
Well, even more so if you actually looked at because later on when the film actually came out, they explained why there was a black stormtrooper and why he wasn't a clone.
Yeah.
Because basically what they were doing is they were taking people off the streets, brainwashing them, and forcing them into hard labor as a stormtrooper.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think only during the Clone Wars, like a majority of the Clone Wars were clones, and a little bit into the Empire era,
they started taking real people instead of clones, phasing out clones. Yep, you're right.
Yeah, I mean that's the canon story, but people seem to forget that.
I know, because they always want to cling to the past.
Yeah, I mean the guy they were cloned after was Hispanic, I think. I mean, I think so, but I'm not for sure. I mean, yeah, I think he was Hispanic, but I could be wrong. But it's just stupid people being stupid.
I wouldn't say it's stupid people being stupid. I'd say it's fanboys being fanboys.
Yeah, well, and also there was a backlash when people were complaining about the female-led Ghostbuster in 2016. The trailer dropped, a lot of negative comments, and Sony was just calling us crybabies or sexist.
There was nothing wrong with having an all-female cast with Ghostbusters. Nothing wrong at all.
Yeah, I agree.
The only thing that was wrong was the tone they carried with the film and how god-awful their acting was.
Yeah, I mean, I know a Ghostbuster fan group, and I'm good friends with one of them. He said that he didn't like it because the first joke was a queef joke, I think he said. I mean, I don't remember off the top of my head, but he said it was some kind of body part joke. I don't remember.
And by the way, just to make the record straight for anyone listening, if they had stuck with the same cliche writing, same old stupid jokes, and with that bad acting, if it was a bunch of white guys, yeah, I would also hate them too.
Oh, yeah.
Because here's the thing. It had nothing to do with race or gender here. What had to do was the fact that the acting was poor and the choice of direction with the film was god-awful.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's just when you attack your customers, your product's going to suffer. I mean, people don't realize that. The
problem is that it just so happened that the entire cast was female, and it happened at a very specific time where female rights was at an all-time high, and, chaos ensued.
Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree with, who gets what role, but it just, I mean, like when you don't react to the trailers, like, oh, I got to see this movie. Oh, ha ha ha, that was funny. He did this, he did that, or he said this funny joke. I want to see what other jokes there are in the movie, and yet the Ghostbusters trailers were like the 2016 trailers were like dull. I mean, they didn't seem like I want to go see it.
Right.
I mean, this is like the first time in a long time that we have some positive feedback from somebody who worked on the project. I mean,
yeah. Now, the other thing is, okay, go ahead.
I mean, I was going to say, bring up another Star Wars film, The Last Jedi. I mean, as terrible as that movie was, I mean, yeah, it was a bad film, but if you hate it, oh, you're just big old man baby. That's from Ryan Johnson himself.
Now, personally, I thought The Last Jedi was pretty good, but I know I'm in the minority, so I'm going to shut up.
Well, I mean, if you say it's good, even though you're a Star Trek fan and I'm a Star Wars fan, we can agree to disagree on that.
Yeah. But anyhow, I just wanted to talk about the fact that he says he's going to fix it, but he didn't say that he was going to delay the release of the film. How are they going to pull this off?
That is the almighty question with the golden nugget at the end of the tunnel. I think they're going to pull something off, because if they can take maybe a couple weeks to redesign it and maybe rework it into the film, we'll be lucky, hopefully. Maybe I don't say I'm locked into it. I'm hoping we may be seeing something by the end of August. Probably September. That would probably be the latest I would expect to see a new trailer that worked out all the kinks.
Why can't we just have them do the one thing that would secure them getting it right? Take the nerdiest nerd on the friggin' block, ship it over to them first class mail, and say, okay, this is your new executive consultant.
Well, there's a lot of people that saying, okay, we want this guy, we want that guy. I mean, I think they want the most qualified person to do it.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Dude, I want to trust him even if I had a pet bat in my house. And we all know what happened with him and the bat.
Okay, Richard Simmons.
Probably not. Well, if you're talking about, you bring up these musicians, you're probably talking about the music.
No. I don't think you understand. Richard Simmons would be perfect. You see, the Sonic that they did originally is way overweight. They need Richard Simmons.
Oh, Richard Simmons. I know what you're talking about now.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
I forgot about that guy. I thought you were talking about Simmons of the band Kiss. Shows how much I was paying attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is sure proof I can break this guy.
Oh yeah, you definitely can.
New world record, broke his lungs inside a week.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and people are also complaining about the music. I mean, they played Gangster Paradise, and that was like
I thought it was okay in an awkward sort of way, but it's definitely not the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The worst thing I've ever seen is a rap song to advertise Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah. I heard a few of them, and I'm like, oh my goodness. I mean, like, they even put a rap song in this original Mortal Kombat soundtrack. I'm like,
no. Rap and MK do not go together, not even in the same universe.
I know. But what's his name? Lance Hall, he did a rap of Mortal that it was like he was like trying to get all the characters, name all the characters, all the like fatalities, and a few other things. I mean, that guy.
Yeah. By the way, can I just talk about 1 second?
Sure.
Why are the babalities turning them into babies? Why can't the babalities turn them into hot girls?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what Boone and.
ultimate finish. Turn them into a hot girl that they realize that they're naked and then have to cover each other up. Ultimate embarrassment as babality.
Yeah. Yeah. That would have been something.
Now, of course, for Sonya and the rest of them, it wouldn't turn them into a hot girl. It would just take their clothes off.
Yeah. Yeah. Shows how weird we can get.
Oh, we can weird it out quite well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
Now,
go.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was going to let you go ahead.
Well, I was going to change the subject, but
I was going to say this. I think, despite all the problems, the sonic design, the press time, the amount of time they're gonna have, the music. I think right now I'm not gonna see the movie, but if they're going to change it and they dropped a new trailer within, like, say 4 to 5 months, I'm in.
Right.
So, yeah. I'm a little disappointed with the first trailer, but I'm hoping the second one will make me, like, say, I want to see this right now.
It's funny too. The art designer that did Detective Pikachu actually commented on the whole scenario with the Sonic trailer, and his only statement was, and I quote, "I wouldn't want to be in their shoes."
Oh yeah. Oh, you want to be this? You believe this meme I've been seeing? Okay, picture Pikachu with the Sonic's face.
No.
Okay.
God, no. You take that back right now. Oh my God. You need to drop it.
But here's a better one. Okay. Okay. Sonic's body.
Bad person.
No. This
I am
to me.
about to go grab the water spray gun. I will squirt you.
Okay. This will not hate me but you kind of think, oh, this is kind of funny. Just take a breath and listen. Imagine Sonic's body with Pikachu's face. Will you do with something like that?
You, sir, just made it worse.
Thank goodness we're at our own houses right by now.
I am going to drive over there and turn you into a Pikachu.
Good luck trying.
Oh, there will be pain. Lots and lots of pain.
Oh, I bet there will be.
Imagine trying to fit a 300-pound wrestler into a jar of pickles.
Okay.
And that's how much I am going to hurt you.
That would be fun to see.
No, it wouldn't.
Okay.
There will be blood.
Okay. So what else you want to talk about?
So anyhow, I heard that there was some stuff happening in the comic book industry, and it was not making you very happy. You want to talk about that?
Okay. For those that don't know, I'm a bit of a comic book guy. I mean, yeah, this past weekend was, free comic book day. A lot of comic shops were open their doors, and let me tell you this. Last year, Steph and I went to one, and boy, it was packed. The one near to his place. I mean, I freaking that one a lot, but, good grief, that is like the fullest I have ever seen a comic book shop in my life for one day of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And for the past couple years, I've been seeing some stupid stuff that makes me want to get out of comics. But there's a lot of hope, Self-Bat. I've been buying a lot of good independent stuff that's been going on GoFundMe, Kickstarters, Indiegogo, stuff like that. And so far, I've been very impressed with what I've been getting. And
okay.
I don't usually back every single one of them because some of them have been, say I could see maybe other people getting it, but not me, because I mean it's nice to see other concepts that are out there.
Mm-hmm.
But what's been going on in the mainstream has been really upsetting me. And for the past few years, there has been a heavy push in politics. And I have been surprised to hear other people say, I would not recommend this book because it has too much political, or it does talk politics from time to time. And yet I would not want to touch them because I do not want to read politics in my entertainment. I want just good stories and good characters with decent to extremely amazing art. That's all I want in a comic book. I can buy stuff that's from the 70s, 80s, and 90s that could be way better than the stuff we're putting out now.
Right.
I mean, I have been frustrated to hear that they're changing Iceman from a straight man to gay. I can get it. I mean, yeah, if it's a small joke, I get it. He's gay. So what? I mean, this guy's been around for 30 plus years, and yet he's now gay? Come on. This has to be a joke.
You're talking about Iceman from X-Men, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, I love the X-Men. I grew up on the cartoon shows. I've seen the first trilogy, X-Men, X-Men 2, X-Men 3. I don't know the subtitles right now from the top of my head, but I've seen the first 3 X-Men films. I've seen Wolverine Origins, both Deadpool films, and I think that's it. I think that's it. But yeah, some of them are good, some of them are bad. But at least, they don't have politics in the movies. That's how I like my entertainment. No politics whatsoever, but yet these
unless it's made by Fox, in which case there's tons of politics.
Yeah. I mean, if you're listening to a political channel, they're going to talk about politics.
No, I'm not talking about political. I'm talking about Fox and Fox
News.
No. Fox 25, the entertainment movie creator.
Oh.
Their movies usually have some politics.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been.
For God's sakes, they tried to make Johnny Storm black.
Well, they did in the recent Fantastic Four. I mean, like, I didn't really care about that. I mean, the actor who played him was pretty decent. I mean, like, he wasn't like groundbreaker or anything, but I mean, he was pretty good. I mean, at times I was just. I'm just sick of it. So that's why I've been buying a lot of independent stuff, from crowdfunding, and I've been satisfied. I mean, like, this past weekend, I got a chance to read some comic books. One's called Patriotica, and another one's called Valkyrie Saviors, I think. I mean, they're both from Mount Olympics Comics. You can find them on Ipsies. I'll probably put a link in the description. And I've been happy with them. They both have a female lead, and they have a good story with good art, which I like.
Hold on a second. Mount Olympics Comics?
Yeah. At least I think that's what they're called. I mean, like, hold on. Give me a sec.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Yeah, it said Mount Olympic Comics. They have an Ipsy shop that's where you can buy them from.
Okay.
Or it's that E word that's only 4 letters word shop.
Right, Ipsy. Right. Now there is another company that I've actually been starting to buy from that it's an independent comic book producer. It's called Tyrant Comics.
Tyrant Comics?
Yeah.
Okay, what they've been known to put out?
I don't know, but I bought one of their beginning comic books. It's done in the black and white, kind of
Uh-huh.
like anime, but it's called Star Free.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's got a female lead, and it's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Another one I've been reading, or this is one I actually bought here not too long ago, called The Bobcat. It,
Ooh.
let me tell you what it's about. It's set in Indian Territory, in 1889. It stars a
Hmm.
Native American who becomes a superhero.
Now, if you're gonna say his superpower is he decapitates heads, I'm gonna be very offended.
No, he doesn't. I mean, he doesn't. He doesn't kill people, as far as I know, because there's only been like 3 issues. It's kind of like It's kind of like an origin story from the beginning.
Okay.
It's like the first. It's kind of like introduce the characters, like, and the names slip my mind right now because I
Hmm.
don't. But it has a very good tone to it. I mean, like, it does have a little sci-fi in it,
Hmm.
and there are some historical figures in there who actually play a role in it, so that's good.
Right.
And there's also some original characters that, I mean, from what I'm getting, it's a very good, series so far. But I don't think there's going to be a fourth issue anytime soon because it's on Kickstarter right now and it's not doing too
Hmm.
well.
Right.
I mean, like, I was like, this is a good story. I mean, it's slow. It's not like it rushes you into anything. It's just like a slow step by step how he became this Native American, became the Bobcat, and it was
Right.
like this. I mean, yeah, it does feel a little slow, but you just gotta pay attention to like what he's doing and how he gets there because there is like a few times where they skip ahead, so you kind of gotta pay attention to every single panel to make sure you're not skipping too much.
Hmm. Okay, so I think we're getting a little off topic. So,
Yeah, yeah. I
um,
mean, I mean, there's been a lot of good independent comics that I've been backing, and I mean, it's just been way, way, way better than I think some of these comics will do. I mean, like, even Ben Sciver, legendary comic book writer, he has a he's bringing back Cyberfrog, and I was able to buy 2 of his issues, and they are amazing. My goodness, I can't believe how good of a writer this guy is.
okay.
I mean, like, I mean, like, boy, this is just like, I mean, like, I can go on and on other stuff I back, but
Hmm.
I'm probably gonna put. I mean, let's see, I know it. There's one that's like called Elemental Spiders or something. I mean, I gotta look at here because I've been moving comics left and right because my room is a kind of a mess right now. So I'm going to be putting some comics I've been reading in the description so you guys can check them out and maybe back some of the projects if they're still available.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's all I got to say about the status of current, comic books, what I've been doing. I mean, like,
Hmm.
I think politics is just ridiculous in comics, especially Marvel right now. It's just, I can't back Marvel right now because of their politics.
All right. Well, I here's the thing. As long as the politics doesn't get out of hand, it's like it's slightly referenced or if it's referenced in a statement or off screen, as long as it doesn't change the story and what they're trying to convey, then I think that it's okay to have politics in a controlled way. But if they start making it the main focus of the story or that it starts changing the perception of the comic itself or changing its identity even more so, then I'd say that's going too far.
Yeah, I I agree with that, but there was a let me see, what was it? Batman White Knight. Okay, for those who don't know what that is, it's imagine Joker is the cure of his madness, then he becomes a politician. Okay. Yes, there is some
Joker, a politician. That's a joke.
Yeah. I mean, like it. I mean it. I mean, I try to. I mean, it's not like heavy in politics, but it's like him plotting to to get elected, to be a council member. He tries to destroy Batman's life. I mean, he is just at Batman's throat in this series. I mean, towards the end, there's this like epic fight scene against this new villain called Neil Joker, if I remember right. And they referenced so many Batman films in that last issue. Oh my goodness, it was hilarious. And they also references the original Batmobile from the Adam West show. Or the Batman 66. Sorry, I'm like, not the I don't know what I was thinking.
Diet Coke!
Yeah, I mean, like...
Even Batman cannot resist the delicious taste of the Diet Coke.
Oh, yeah. I've been cutting caffeine here left and right.
Sorry, didn't mean to derail you there.
It's okay.
It's just that the second you mentioned the Batmobile, it reminded me of this one frigging commercial from the 1990s where, the movie original, Tim Burton's original Batman was still in theaters. And they had this TV commercial where Batman is literally pulling up with the Batmobile next to a Diet Coke machine. And he's literally chasing everyone. And, he's chasing the Joker or the Penguin. I can't remember if it was a Batman or Batman Returns. I think it was it was Batman Returns.
Okay, that would have been a Penguin and Catwoman. Yeah.
So he's chasing the Penguin, and then he finally gets up to the Diet Coke machine, and then all of a sudden he gets out of the vehicle, the Batmobile, glorifyingly walks up to the Diet Coke machine, and it says empty. And then he looks up, and there is a Diet Coke being grabbed by Selena Kyle's whip, pulled up to Catwoman on the edge of the rooftop, and she just like ha 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 ha. And so then Batman instantly pulls out his what's that thing that
grappling hook?
Yeah, he grappling hook, and he goes after her, and that's when it ends. The chase for the delicious taste of Diet Coke.
Oh man, they had some weird promotions for movies back then. Oh, that they were good.
Oh my God, yeah. But back to comics, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I say, I highly recommend, Batman White Knight. I think they're going to make a sequel series, but I think that's almost confirmed right about now. But I mean, like, that's probably one of the best Batman storylines I read in a long time.
Is it because it's fresh, or is this because it's just fresh?
It was just something new. I mean, like, we never seen Joker sane. We always know that as that lunatic, but I mean, like, it's just that there were so many references to the other Batman properties, throughout the years. I mean, you have to, check it out in order to see, because I probably missed like half the references in them in the comic book.
Right.
So
the only thing I have a problem with the sorry, you want to go ahead?
Well, I was going to say, I highly recommend it, but without without having to spoil like half the comics, I can't really. I only thing I can say is I highly recommend it. That's about it.
The only thing I really can say that I don't like about the idea that Joker's a lawyer is mainly because, seriously, they're going to forgive him after all the shit that he gave the city?
Yeah.
Are you seriously thinking that after all that crazy times where he gets arrested, comes back out, causes havoc, gets arrested, comes back out, causes havoc, rinse and repeats a zillion years, and all of a sudden, it's like, oh yeah, it's fine. Go ahead, give him a lawyer's license. He'll be great.
He doesn't become a lawyer. He becomes a councilman.
Even better.
Yeah. So, it's just that.
Yeah, sure. Let's leave him in charge of making our city's decision making.
Yeah, that's a swell idea.
Oh God, yeah. That's the real joke.
Yeah. Well, see, the reason why,
or should I say, the killing joke?
Oh man, don't remind me of that. Well, the reason why I like the White Knight is they actually, one of the first references that I caught was the name of he chose, or his real name, Jack Nibbler. That's a reference to the Batman '89 film. So that's one of many Easter eggs that I can't really seem them passing up on using. So so that was a good one.
Okay.
But I've also completed a couple new series that DC put out not too long ago. I think Curse of the Tombstone. Oh, no, not Tombstone, but Brimstone and Sideways. Both are new heroes. I highly recommend those because Sideways had maybe like one bad issue. Brimstone probably had two. I mean, other than that, they were still pretty good series to check them out because the first series is already done for both of them, so you can check them out if you want. So that's what I highly recommend as well.
Okay.
And another series I've been reading is also from DC called Silencer, about a female assassin.
Why do all assassins have to be female?
I don't know. There's been a few male assassins, but not too many.
Yeah, I was fitting to say, is it because women love to kill men? Is that the reason why? Because that seems to be the reason why.
Well, for some, I don't know, but for some odd reason, this comic book reminds me of True Lives. It's not completely like True Lives, but it reminds me of True Lives. If you like True Lives, I believe that's True Lives, but with Arnold Schwarzenegger back in 1993, I think it came out. It highly reminds me of that film. So, she's a, ex-assassin who's just living a happy marriage life with a kid. That's all. It's just, some people has compared the action scenes to John Wick, which I have not seen, which I have been told it's so good I have to see it. The action is just amazing. And it has a few dull moments, but it's not like it's a total killer. But I kind of like it because they don't, they don't try something extremely risky and it fails. So, I'm liking it. I'm liking it because it's something different than what that's currently out there. But I'm not against anything I recommend. Yeah.
Okay.
I've just been frustrated with the big name comics lately, so I've just been trying to support some smaller independent stuff. So,
all right.
Some of the stuff has been okay, some has been amazing. Well, but I just wish that all these companies just put good stories, good characters, great artwork in the book, but it seems that it's got to put a big old healthy dose of politics and other bull crap.
Right.
I mean, yeah, some of the stories are kind of shitty, but it's not my problem. It's Marvel's problem, if you ask me, because they've been sucking lately.
Not in the movies.
Well, yeah, their movies are making assload of money. I mean, yeah, despite Brie Larson over her mouth, I'd be like, yay.
Mm.
I mean, I've seen some of them, but not all of them. I'm like, okay, I can get behind this film, or it's okay, not bad, could have been better, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But when Captain Marvel movie came out, I say I'm not going to see it because it doesn't look interesting at all.
Are you sure it's not because Brie Larson is just mouthing off and you don't like that?
Well, that's one reason, but I mean, I try to separate the art from the artist. As hard as I try to do that, once you start attacking your customers, I ain't going to support your project.
Okay.
I mean, I know what happens if you mouth off too much,
Mm-hmm.
because a Hollywood bigwig by the name of Mark Waid, I mean, yes, he's a good writer at times, but other times he's just crap lately. He's been crap lately.
Mm-hmm.
And he opened his mouth to a guy who's been known to criticize him. Hey, if you're so good, why don't you do a comic? And you know what he said? Challenge accepted. He did have a comic coming out, and it was going to be published by Anarch Press, but apparently Mark Waid heard about the deal, and he got someone from Anarch Press to cancel the deal, and now his mouth got himself landed into a lawsuit. So,
well, if his rival canceled the deal behind closed doors, that's technically obstruction.
It's actually called tortious interference, if I believe the proper legal term. But yeah,
it's technically illegal.
Yeah, especially in Texas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whoever was the one who actually did that to him is about to get their ass handed to them.
Well, the guy who was criticizing him, you know what he did with his comics? He just self-published. So he was in a win-win situation with his comics no matter what he did.
Right.
I mean, the guy he attacked served our military in two different branches. I don't remember which two. He did a couple tours in Afghanistan, and he get disrespected by a bigwig comic book writer, and now they're in a lawsuit. I mean, I try to respect those who served our country. I mean, especially when you have a family member that did it. I mean, my grandfather was in the Air Force during the Korean War.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he, did his duty, served his time, came home, raised some kids, got married, had a good life, and I try to honor my grandfather's way of life as well, because I didn't serve in the military, but yeah, I wanted to make sure that his legacy lives on.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you should always show respect to those who serve your country. So that's my PSA for today. Yay! So anyways, I mean, it's just that, it's just kind of pathetic, what people are doing nowadays, I mean, now I know there's a blacklist of people in the comic book industry for people in the comic book industry because, it's just that some of these guys who have a small, impact on the comic book world can't find work at all because they're being blacklisted because of the politics or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it just sickens me to have a person to be blacklisted because they're, I mean, just because political reasons. Unless he did something extremely bad, I don't care what they think politically. I just care about their work. That's all I care about.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I ran along enough about this topic. So let's change to something else because I feel like I need to talk about something else that makes me happy.
Okay, well, we do have that, but first, something that I hate to say this, but I've been wanting to talk about this, and it's not going to make you happy. It is going to make you turn heads, but yeah, so I want to bring up recent events, which was, do you know of a video game by the name of Rocket League?
I played it a few times here and there. I think it's a very not overhyped game, but I feel like it's something fresh and unique.
Mm-hmm.
I suck at it.
Right.
But at least at least I can have some fun with that game. It's not like it constantly kicks my ass,
mm-hmm.
like some games.
Yeah, well, for those who are not aware, Rocket League is basically a go-kart game where instead of running carts, you can run cars into each other, but the main goal is you're basically playing soccer with remote control cars.
Yeah.
You're using the cars as both the person running the ball down the field, as well as the goalie, and stuff like that. It's interesting. It created a whole new genre of esports.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. It's under the name. It's been produced and created by a company by the name of Psyonix Inc. And it debuted on Steam, which is a online digital store retailer for games.
Yes. Familiar with Steam.
For the viewers, man. For the viewers.
I know.
So, dude, I feel shameful that I have to say that, but yeah. But anyhow, another online retailer that's been up and coming is the Epic's Game Store by Epic Games.
Uh-huh.
Well, Epic Games has whenever they launched their store, they did it very, very distastefully. Basically, they launched their game store, and it was missing everything under the sun when it came to quality of life features. It didn't even have a search function for you to.
Good grief!
For you to search. Yeah. Get this. It took them 4 to 5 months to implement a search function in their store.
What? 5
I'm
months?
not kidding. And even today, the search function is lackluster. If you don't spell it correctly, it will not work.
Well, I can tell you one thing. My spelling sucks. So good luck to me for anything.
Yeah. And then like cloud saves. Oh, by the way, cloud saves, that's not coming for another year. All kinds of things that this launcher does not have that Steam does. And why am I bringing all this up? Well, it's very simple. Recently, Epic Games has been trying to acquire exclusivity deals where games that are coming out would only be on the Epic Game Store launcher and not on Steam or any other retailer for a minimum of 6 months to a year. And everyone's kind of up in arms about this, and it's not the fact that, it's another launcher. No, it has nothing to do with that. What it has to do is the fact of how inferior the Epic Game Store launcher is to pretty much every other launcher on the market.
Oh, yeah.
That inferiority is what's causing this flame of hatred. And A lot of people are saying stuff like, for instance, a guy I follow on YouTube called Yang Ya.
Good guy.
He's made one statement in one of his videos, and I completely agree with the statement. The statement was, Epic Game Store is trying to acquire exclusivity deals before fixing their launcher.
God.
And the rest of his statement is, don't do that. Do it the other way around. Try to fix the Epic launcher, then try to get exclusivity deals, and then maybe we'll be okay with it. But now, where does Rocket League come in?
Well, where did Rocket League come in, Sel?
Yeah, well, here's where Rocket League comes in. After all these games like Borderlands 3, Metro Exodus, and several others out there that are now Epic Games exclusives, well, recently Epic Games has purchased, not acquired a deal or anything like that. No, flat out bought out Psyonix Inc., the company that makes Rocket League, and has announced that they are converting it over to the Epic Game Store.
Do I have to get an Epic account just to play Rocket League? I mean, I've already got it on my Xbox One.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now here's the thing. If you're a console user, you're not going to be affected by this.
Yay!
But for PC users, especially for people who have not bought the game yet, here's the thing that's scary. They have already come out with several statements saying that that their plans are to move Rocket League from Steam to Epic Game Store. Now, what they are not clear about is whether or not, after it's moved to Rocket League, of whether or not they're going to continue to try and sell Rocket League for new customers on the Steam store still. And the way things are going, it's looking like they're actually not going to sell it on Steam after they move it. That's right. They're going to yank it from Steam and put it exclusively on the Epic Game Store launcher. Now, here's the thing. They have already said, though, that for people who have already bought it on Steam, they'll continue to support you happily for the rest of your days. But if you haven't bought it yet, yeah, you're SOL.
Okay.
And I would just like to say that there is a user who I will not name for safety reasons, who has placed a statement on the review of the Steam on the Steam review page of Rocket League that pretty much sums it all up. Because keep in mind, the Epic Game Store's launcher is crap, okay, compared to Steam. So here's what he says. I quote, "When you have to buy the entire studio to get them to put their game on your store," unquote.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up.
Okay. I need to open up with this a little bit.
Sure.
I played some of Epic's games. Borderlands, 1, 2, pre-sequel. And they had the original Gears of War trilogy, and as well as Judgment. And Bulletstorm, they make good games. Yes, I mean I'll say they can be good games. They can probably make a few mistakes along the line. I mean, just like any company. I mean, they make mistakes because of deadlines or whatever. But I think this is a dumb move. If you want a game exclusively on your console or your platform, I think you should at least own the company, period.
Well, they own it now.
Well, I mean, you should own it, but they should also, they should at least own it before, buying it. I mean, with
So you're telling so basically what you're trying to say is you would rather that they make games that they would only make games exclusive if they were made in-house rather than having to acquire someone else's product through buying their company.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to put it, because I was going to say something else, but that's probably the extremely nice way to say it.
Nice
Yeah,
way.
yeah, because I can get a little confused at times, but okay. Yes, I play Rocket League. I have it on my Xbox One. I have said it already, and play some of the other Epic's games. They do make great games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the problem that I have had with, like, if they were like extremely small company and they wanted to expand to a different platform,
Mm-hmm.
I can see that something like that happening. But just to get a popular game on your platform, you gotta buy the company. That's kind of like what Microsoft did with Minecraft.
I can sort of see that. Sort
Yeah,
of.
yeah. I mean,
Because here's the thing. The difference between Epic Games with Rocket League and Microsoft with Minecraft, Epic Games with Rocket League, they're yanking it from the other store and putting it on theirs. Microsoft, however, continued to allow it to be sold on the other store regardless and fully supported it. The only thing they changed was they added a store to it.
yeah. I think I just remember something. I think Take-Two owns Borderlands, so yeah. I don't know why I was thinking.
I thought it was 2K Games and Gearbox.
Yeah, well, Gearbox and 2K are kind of like this, like
Two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, that type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's why I don't know what I was thinking. Borderlands was, yeah, Borderlands was Epic for some reason. They probably used the Epic engine a few times, but I'm not for sure.
Oh,
I'm
sure they've used the Unreal Engine several times.
Oh yeah, so yeah. What was the name? What? There's just so many engines. I forget some of their names.
The Quake engine, the Unreal Engine, the Naughty Dog engine, the hold on, the Minecraft engine, the Reese's Pieces engine, the Space Ghost engine, the Ghostbusters engine, the Nissan engine.
Yeah, I see a Nissan engine play a video.
The Nike engine, the engine.
engine. Yeah, I mean, like, I swear there's too many things, too many engines, and they all seem to be so similar at the same time.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, so anyways, here's my take. I think what Epic has done is it kind of shady, but not like illegal, but it does make me want to question, what's their end game. Because, I mean, like, if they're more worried about having exclusive games, yeah, they should be making those exclusive games for themselves.
Thank you.
But they're not doing that. They're just buying companies left and right, and it's going to fail.
So basically what you're saying is they're just being distasteful jerks, stealing other people's good stuff just because it's good stuff, and being, well, for lack of a better word, being jerks about it.
Oh yeah. I mean, for instance, if I make a movie, okay?
Uh-huh.
And I have a deal with the, company that puts out for distribute, puts it out there on screens
distribution.
Distribution. God, I can't speak today. God, this is why I hate my hot wire brain. I mean, it's like I feel like I got a jet engine in my is my brain, and my mouth is like a Volkswagen.
So let me help you out. So if you're making a movie and you have acquired an exclusivity with a publisher who's going to publish your film and is going to announce it on some of the biggest screens in the nation.
Yeah.
Start with that.
Yeah, start with that. And if they go out of business, do I own the rights to, or do they get auctioned off? I mean, I think I should have the rights, come back to me. And if I can get another company to, show it, then yeah, I'll let them have it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like, if Epic's being like Disney, oh, we're just gonna buy companies so we can just have the properties and make billions upon billions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
It just shows that they lack original ideas.
Now, to be fair, there is a huge difference between Disney buying other properties and Epic Games buying other properties.
Well, I kind of feel like what Epic is doing is kind of like Disney, but I'm not. We're not going to go that comparison debate.
Well, no, I'm not going to say it's the debate. There is just one simple thing: when Disney buys a property, they continue to produce it, only better. Whenever Epic Game Store buys a property, they continue to produce it, only it's on an inferior platform.
Yeah. I mean, I think they should be focusing on their platform before they buy anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
solidify the ground that your foundation is based on before start trying to build up to the sky.
Exactly. I mean, you don't want to build on unstable ground, and
exactly.
I mean,
which is exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, it's like a tower of dominoes. I mean,
actually, I'd say a house of cards at this point.
I like dominoes better.
Okay, yeah, dominoes, they make a nice clicky sound when they go down.
Yeah, cars don't make any sound.
Oh, how I hate that. I have to add my own sound effects when I destroy my house of cards. I hate it. Seriously, it's like House of Cards going down. House of Dominoes going down.
Yeah.
So much better.
Yeah. I mean, Epic can be a great company if they just quit, relying on other people. I mean, like, if they can make a bunch of exclusive games for their platform, then they should just go to that route.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they should also focus on, their, platform before they think about expanding.
Right.
But, I mean, right now, I'm just confused on this whole Disney not Disney. I got Disney on my mind all the time. Okay.
Hurry, Sulu, before Disney acquires us.
Yeah. Okay. If Epic quits buying up, small name companies so they can just put it on their store, it's just meaningless right now. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't see that model surviving that much longer if they just build, their studios up left and right, and they're not building up their platform.
The only thing that's wrong here, no. Let me scratch that. Okay, another thing that's wrong here is that the excuse that Epix has been giving with the reason why they're acquiring exclusivity deals and stealing stuff away from Steam is because the excuse that they're giving is that they're giving is their share cut that they give the producers who make the games in order, because you see, whenever you sell something on Steam, you're only getting, it's either 45 or 65% of that money. The publisher does, whereas Steam gets everything else. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Whereas on Epic Games, the publisher, the people who actually made the game, get 88%.
Uh-huh.
And as much as I want to applaud them for that, that is that does not give them the right to make that entire excuse saying, "Oh, because we give the publishers more money, that's the reason why we're stealing stuff from Steam, because Steam is an inferior platform because of that."
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, I've, dicked around on Steam a few times to see what kind of games they got. I mean, they got a good selection for various types of, genres and gamers, but nothing really like I gotta have my, gaming fix right now. But I mean, like, I just like what they're trying to do. I mean, like, I can't see Epic Store being up for too long if they're not going to focus on the real problem, which is how well their store looks right now.
Now, and what makes it even worse, they've even further said that we will not stop stealing games from Steam until Steam starts offering a more reasonable cut deal with their profit percentages with their publishers.
I don't know what to. I mean, I know that when you buy something off, like, say, the Microsoft Store or PlayStation, the Sony and Microsoft, I think they take like a 30% cut of the total amount. Right. Which I think is a pretty good cut, but I'm not. I mean, like, I'm not for sure how big of a cut that they take, but I have heard it's like about 30%. I mean, if Epic and Steam were doing about the same, then I think all platforms are pretty much equal when it comes to payouts. But
right.
It's just that which has the best quality of games and other stuff you're looking for.
Well, the thing is, though, is that I do respect the fact that they give 88%, that they basically only take 12% for themselves. The rest of the money goes to the people who made the game.
Yeah, I think that's a decent cut for, Epic or Steam, who you're talking.
I'm talking about Epic.
Okay, well, I mean, like, it's hard to tell who you're talking about half the time. But if it's Epic, then 12% is a good deal.
But the thing is, though, is that doesn't give them the right to say, "Oh, well, just because other people don't follow our beliefs, we're not going to stop stealing games from you."
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I don't know what to think about this. I mean, it's too early for the Epic Store for me to have a complete judgment. But if this is all Epic's going to be, then I can't get behind them.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. If, like I said earlier in the video, if Epic Games Launcher was anywhere close to the amount of feature-rich that had quality-of-life features like Steam, or like any other launcher out there, literally any other launcher is better than Epic's right now. And if they had something similar to the quality of life that's featured in every other launcher, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation. We'd probably be like, okay, yeah, they're making a good point. Other companies need to start giving more money to the producers. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the fact that these are people trying to acquire exclusive licenses without even building their own framework yet.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's always the framework, because that's how I judge, sites. I mean, like, if your framework is good, I'm more likely to come back to your site. But if you have if everything's disorganized and you had to go, 12 pages deep just to find the one thing you're looking for, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I completely agree. If the site that you buy the product from is shit, how do you expect people to actually acquire the products if they're so upset about the presentation of trying to get there?
Yeah, if its current status was like a beta or something, I'll get
Mm-hmm.
it. But if it's a full blown, launch site and they're
Right.
having problems out of the ass and they're not doing much about it, they're more worried about getting exclusives,
Mm-hmm.
then I ain't going to do business with you guys because I don't think you're
Mm-hmm.
doing a good job.
Right. Now, you wanted to talk about something that made you happy. You wanted to talk about something that would make you happy. I've got just the thing.
What?
They have. Are you a Borderlands fan?
Oh, you know that because I just talked about that.
Well, the other people didn't. Well, I don't think.
Yeah, well, I mentioned Borderlands, but I'm just like,
Oh,
crap.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, it was my correction though. Oh, wait, Epic didn't create Borderlands.
Right.
Gearbox did.
But yeah. Borderlands 3. Oh boy. I know that it's going to be an exclusive to Epic Games Store for 6 months, but you know what? I can wait it out because this game is turning out to be amazing. We have got so many quality of life changes from Borderlands, the pre-sequel, as well as all other Borderlands games. For instance, there is now a brand new feature in the game that is at your main hub, your main place where you get into the game, your spaceship.
Oh yeah.
There is now a vendor there. Okay, this vendor, you don't buy stuff from this vendor. No. As a matter of fact, you don't sell stuff to this vendor either. This vendor is left unattended. What is it for? Well, quite frankly, it's there to solve a very, very big problem that's plagued Borderlands players since the dawn of the first one. And that is, have you ever killed an enemy that's flying in the sky or that launches clear off across the map and along with it all of its loot? And you're like, well, crap, I can't get that loot now because that loot has fallen through the floor and I'm no longer privy to it. Well, Gearbox has your back this time because guess what that vendor does? Any loot that falls through the floor or out into a void or in any way that is unattainable in-game, when you go back to your ship, will automatically appear in that vendor.
Oh.
And all you have to do is walk up to it, interact with it by pressing E or whatever the interact button is, and then all of a sudden it'll vomit out all the loot that was tossed away into the void, and you get your free dibs on it.
Oh, God. I swear, Borderlands has been one of the most weirdest games I've ever played. I mean, like, the first one, you're just in a big old desert planet. Or you just travel nothing but desert. Desert over here, desert over there. Oh, what's that over there? Oh, desert.
I've got sand in my gears.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, they kind of fixed that with the DLC a bit, but
Right.
I mean, the second one, they had a change of, venues. I mean, you got ice area, you got desert, you got this, you got that. Pre-sequel, oh God, I was a little disappointed with that one, but it was still a good game.
Oh, and here's the next thing. They have now centralized the game, given it a complete overhaul. And what I mean by that, no longer are you just going from town to town and having to go through different locations to get to a specific place and then having to rely on a fast travel to go back and forth. Well, now you start the game centralized on your ship. Each new area is not a part on the same planet. No, each new area is a different planet.
Oh, yeah.
And you get to use your ship to traverse through the galaxy to each planet.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because the second one in it where there's a map and then there's different planets or with bolts on. I was like,
yeah. Are you sure that's not the pre-sequel?
The pre-sequel ended on the Hyperion ship thing, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, the second one ended where you kill Jack, spoiler, and there's a map that displays, oh, there's more vaults on different planets. Oh, it shows how long I played the games. I mean, yeah, I think about maybe should get back and playing them.
And also, your ship now acts as a socialization hub where you can interact with players and NPCs, find all your shops and your banks, and basically just have any need you would ever want outside of combat.
Oh yeah.
So and here's one of the things that I'm really looking forward to. Let me ask you this. How many times have you defeated a boss with friends or gone and raided a chest and then that boss or chest only gave that one very good legendary item and you've got 3 or 4 people trying to fight over it and you're like, well, what the hell am I supposed to do? There's only one of this item. Or even worse yet, the item is only the level of the person who defeated the boss or who opened the chest, and you're not that level yet.
Oh God!
Yeah.
I swear there was this. It was the end of a second. It was the end of a mission during the second game. Where Lilith teleports you to a storage room, and there was a lot of stuff in there. I swear, I was, teleported towards the very back of the group, and everybody would get the good stuff, and I was left with the scraps.
Well, not anymore. They have now announced a brand new looting system that is on by default, where every single weapon that drops, there will always be a duplicate version of it for everybody in the team.
Thank goodness.
And every single time a weapon is picked up, it automatically, at the point of pickup, scales to that character's level. That means that if you pick up an item and you like, oh, I don't like it, so I drop it, and then another player picks it up, it rescales to that character.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah. It is so much better, and they specifically said that they did this to combat the huge problem of people with different levels at different levels trying to work together to play a game together. And this is pretty much the ultimate solution to that problem.
Yeah, I mean, it was just hard to find a group that was very close to my level, and I'm like, I'll be like within a level or two, but some of these people, they were like almost maxed out at sometimes. I was like, I mean, this is like, once I defeated with this one character, I replay it. Oh my goodness, you will not believe the levels I've seen some people are. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is like, I'll be a whoop. I mean, I swear, like, I'll be dead within a couple shots because of how high level some of these guys were.
Right. Well, by the way, also, in addition, they have heard the community. Yes, there's supposed to be 1 billion trillion weapons in every single Borderlands installment, but there's always one common problem when it comes to those weapons. Everything seems to fall into one category or another, and there's too few categories, and everything within each category is pretty much generically almost the same. Like a shotgun will always be a shotgun with the occasional element. A rifle will always be a rifle with the occasional element. The only unique things are like the Iridian weapons, and it really doesn't mix it up much at all from there. Now, what they have done to change this is they have added a second fire mode for all weapons.
Ooh, that's gonna be interesting.
Now, all of those garbage whites that you see on the floor, that are just not very good, well, every single weapon will have a randomized, unique rate of fire. Like one weapon will have an ability to load up a shield, or another weapon will have an ability to throw a grenade, or something like that. Stuff to mix it up, and it's pretty much, from what I heard, it's going to be universal across all weapons, so you can get all kinds of craziness with this.
Oh yeah, Borderlands always had a lot of crazy weapons. I mean, like, oh man, I mean, like, I like that they had the element weapons. I mean, like, I swear, I hoarded those things a lot.
Oh, and there's now a new, not new. They've actually improved the throwaway weapons that was added in later games. The throwaway weapons, where after you ran out of a clip, you'd basically toss the weapon on the ground, and it would either explode or whatever.
Oh yeah, I remember those weapons. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now they've added some zang to that, and what I mean is now you will have it. You can either have it explode, or some will come with a mod. These mods can favor from the explosion bouncing around like a bouncing Betty grenade, or maybe how about it just starts running across the floor like an atom-sized midget with a turret machine gun.
Oh God.
And I mean, there's all kinds of crazy ways that they're mixing it up with the unique customizations on these, not customizations, with the unique things that these guns can roll with. And so, yeah, they're really trying to listen to the fans here.
Yeah, I mean, I think they really changed the weapons in the second one, especially from what we got from the first one. But, I mean, like, I was surprised on how much they changed from the first to the second, and I was wondering how much it would change from the second to the third. So I mean, from what you told me, I think I may get back into Borderlands.
Well, by the way, even though that pre-sequel is technically released newer than the second, if you want to see the best example of comparison between Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 3, there is a link that I will provide down below in the description. There is a guy that I follow by the name who has a YouTube channel by the name of Game Ranks, and he has released a video that is just about that. It's literally Borderlands 3 versus Borderlands 2 biggest changes.
Yeah, give me that link and I'll post it.
Absolutely. This video cannot be stressed enough how much. You got to watch this video. It is amazing, the things that they have added to Borderlands 3. I think you will have a hell of a fun time with it.
Oh, yeah. Is that it?
I think we're pretty much done.
Yeah. I think we got a good episode here, man. So I think what we're going to try to do is I mean, I know your schedule varies from mine, but maybe if we could get together on Sundays and just drop it on a Wednesday. Maybe we should just do that.
Yeah.
Because I work in the later half of the week, and you work, like random days at times, but I kind of know what your schedule is from time to time.
So you say Wednesdays, huh?
Yeah, I'll drop it on the Wednesdays if I can.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, record on Sunday and drop it on the Wednesday.
Oh, I see. So you're wanting to do the recordings on Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, unless I'm at a convention or something, because
Right.
that's the convention season here in Oklahoma is it's about to start.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, but that's another thing we need to do another time. So,
Okay.
I guess I'll talk to you later, Steph.
Yeah. Now, do you want to? Are we still doing every other week, or are we doing every week?
Well, this is kind of like a makeup for last week because we kind of missed it. My bad, because of those crazy storms. But we'll probably be back next week. Then after that will be our normal schedule.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. So see you later, Steph.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye.